Holy See Press Office announced on Tuesday that Pope Francis's funeral mass will take place on Saturday, the 26th of April 2025 at 10 a.m. in St. Peter's Square. Cardinal Giovanni, the Dean of the College of Cardinals, will preside at the Mass, which will be concelebrated by patriarchs, cardinals, archbishops, bishops and priests from across the world. The Pope's body is currently laid out in a coffin in the chapel of the Santa Marta residence, where he lived during his 12-year papacy.
Pope Francis, who passed away yesterday, requested a very simple funeral. He changed the rules just last year to avoid any extravagance, and unlike previous popes such as John Paul II and Benedict XVI, who used 3 elaborated coffins, Francis chose a single plain wooden coffin lined with zinc. His body will lie in an open coffin in St. Peter's Basilica, not elevated as before.
As Pope Francis lies in state, daily prayer services and masses will be held at St. Peter's Basilica and throughout the Catholic world. The body of Pope Francis will be taken to St. Peter's Basilica tomorrow for public viewing and for pilgrims to pay their final respects. The body will lie in state until his funeral on Saturday morning. The final will of Pope Francis states that he will be buried at St. Mary Major Basilica outside the Vatican and home to his favorite icon of the Virgin Mary. Issuing a statement today, the Vatican said the cause of Pope Francis's death has been identified as a stroke, followed by a coma and irreversible cardiocirculatory collapse. The director of the Directorate of Health and Hygiene of the Vatican City State issued the official certification, and the Holy See Press Office released the report. Meanwhile, Cardinal Kevin Farrell, who announced Pope Francis's death, is now the acting head of the Vatican until a new pope is elected.
The cardinal, also known as the Camerlengo, taps the head of the deceased pope 3 times with a silver hammer, saying Bergoglio, the baptismal name of Pope Francis. If there's no response, he officially announces the pope's passing. Today the same rituals are being carried out in the same way. The doctor who cared for the pope has confirmed his death. Next, the pope's ring is struck with a hammer, broken and destroyed. This marks the end of his papacy, Pope Francis's time as pope, and ensures that his seal will no longer be used on any official documents. Finally, the pope's personal and official chambers are locked and sealed. This is to protect any important confidential documents that may be there, ensuring they don't fall into the wrong hands.
Meanwhile, hundreds of thousands of people across the world are mourning the loss of Pope Francis and have also lined up to pay their final respects.
Pope Francis was an extraordinary figure for 1.3 billion Catholics in the world. As the first Latin American pope, he championed peace, care for the poor and action for climate change. He lived simply at a guest house, feeling like a warm grandfather to millions. He addressed tough issues like church abuse, inspiring people globally. And since his death yesterday from a stroke, thousands have gathered in St. Peter's Square, praying and lighting candles.
The Pope's death triggers 9 days of mourning, originally an ancient Roman custom. Italy also typically declares a period of national mourning. Following the death of Pope Francis, cardinals from around the world will be gathering in Rome to choose a new pontiff.
About 2 to 3 weeks after the Pope has passed the conclave, the process to elect a new Pope officially begins. Once the cardinals enter the chapel, the doors are sealed. From that moment on, they are completely cut off from the outside world to preserve the integrity and secrecy of the election. The voting is done with the utmost confidentiality. In Rome, there's a special chimney attached to the chapel. If no candidate receives the required number of votes, the ballots from the round are burned along a certain chemical that produces black smoke. When people outside see the black smoke, they know a new pope has not been chosen yet. But when a pope is elected, the ballots are burned in a way that produces white smoke. That's the moment the crowd watching the St. Peter's Square sees the white smoke rising and they know that a new pope has been chosen. Only then are the chapel doors opened and the announcement of the new pope begins.
දේවස්ථානයේ දොරකුළු විවර කරලා ඒ අයට එන්නට ඉඩ දෙන්නේ.
Only cardinals under the age of 80 are allowed to participate in the conclave and cast their vote for the new pope. Currently, of the 252 cardinals, there are 135 cardinal electors, 53 from Europe, 23 from Asia, 20 from North America, 18 from Africa, 17 from South America, and 4 from Oceania.